welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just out on my lunch break from work, and I'm doing a very short video on long exposure photography during the daytime. So it's not an easy thing to do, just given the nature of long exposure photography. You can probably get the best results when you're doing it in lower light conditions, obviously sunset or sunrise preferably, but given that I'm just out for 45 minutes here whilst I'm getting on my lunch break, I'm just out to get a couple of shots. As you can see, there's some nice clouds in the sky, but I was up here yesterday on a walk, and you can probably see just the dam here. It just makes for, I thought, like a really good subject to try and have a long exposure and just sort of smooth out all of this water, and just have it really smooth. Obviously I'm probably going to come back evening time or early morning, just when there's less sunlight, just to try and get an even longer exposure. But just kind of talking you through here what I'm doing. So on the front here I have a circular polarizer just on the front of the lens, and then I have a 6-stop ND filter, just obviously that will allow me to get the desired effect with a longer exposure time. So what I'm doing here, you can see I've got it set to f16 here, just to create that depth of field. But set to ISO 64, which is the base ISO for the Nikon Z7, and basically that's given me just 1.6 seconds. So it's just because the sun's out at the moment. It had been behind the clouds and I was getting about 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds earlier, so we might find this drops. The sun is just going behind the clouds now, so I'll have a little look here and see. We'll just give it a second or two. The release mode is set to 2-second timer, so that minimizes any movement on the camera at all. I'm just making sure that the meter over here, the exposure meter, is giving me the correct exposure. So once all of that is lined up, I've already, before putting on the ND filter and circular polarizer, I've focused manually in on the two towers, just to ensure it's completely focused. So obviously whenever I've kind of zoomed in on those, they're as sharp as can be, so that's where I am with that at the moment. So I didn't look in focus there, but it's as sharp as can be. So I've used my little trick for making sure I get really sharp photos by zooming in completely. Now, doing this before I put the filters on, it's really important to do that. So zooming in there, making sure I've focused in, it's giving me a really good focus, and then using the autofocus button just to make sure that it was completely focused there for me. Now, once I've done that, I've actually gone back, switched to manual focus, and just so it's not trying to continually focus on there. So once I'm ready and everything seems to be, once it seems to be set up okay, I can then go ahead and hit the shutter. And we'll take a quick look. It's not too bad. It's nothing special, but it's along the right lines of what I want to try and achieve. I think some of my earlier photos were probably better, so I'll pop them up on the screen now and you can have a look. I'm probably going to do another video on this subject. When I've got a bit more time, I can go through it in total detail, and also then during the an evening shoot, I'm going to go through, and I'm probably going to go up to the coast and do some long exposure, because I think it's a bit more dramatic, and I want to get some photos up along the coast as well. So hopefully that's been useful information for you, and if you like this type of information, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel to see any future updates. Also, please make sure you check out my new website. I've just relaunched it, redesigned it with training courses available, and also I have services available for individuals, for businesses. If you need any photo services from me, such as drone photography, drone video, interior photography, anything like that, anything you think you need, contact me, and I will provide you with a quotation and some details around that, and we'll get something that works for you and meets your requirements, and hopefully that'll be great. I'm looking forward to expanding that part of my photography business. So enjoy, and have a great rest of the week. Thanks.